Hi, and welcome to Beauty by the Numbers. Today, we're joined with Bekir, the previous data governance partner from Pandora. Hi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, Emily. Thank you. Well, my name is Bekir, and I worked as data governance partner in Pandora, but I'm currently moving into a new role within the company. Yes, that's me.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know the audience are really going to love your insights. So should we start off by sort of going into kind of previous work you've done before? So set the scene for us. What does a day in the life look like for a data governance partner?
Well, my work as a data governance partner involves both strategic and operational part. Um, Mainly I'm focused on working on developing, implementing, and driving the global data governance framework within the company. And this, in order to do that, you need to do certain activities, of course. You need to understand the business, the needs, the challenges, and really understand the roadmap for the business as well. Uh, on side of that, you need to look at the data availability you have in the company. You need to understand the system and stakeholder landscape, and really work with people, engage with people. So there's a lot of stakeholder management involved in this, and really building a mutual trust and relationship with key stakeholders. This is all done within the framework of clear communication, acting as a business partner for data governance related matters for the business. And ultimately, this leads to creating and running different cross-functional forums within the company, really bridging data, IT, and business together in these forums where we discuss and align on data governance related matters.
That's a lovely way of putting it. So tell us a little bit. I think a lot of our audience will be really interested to know how you got to where you are today. So do you want to tell us a bit about your personal career journey and how did you get into data governance?
Yeah, it is actually a quite unusual story because my educational background is within business communication. So I'm not typically data or IT educated person. And I have worked within customer service, communication, marketing previously. I think it was quite some time ago when this whole digital transformation started in different companies, and a lot of companies are going through the same transformation as we speak.
Yeah,
Uh, and that's when the whole idea of data as a company asset came into life. And there was a need for non-technical people to step in that area as well.
yeah,
And I think it was the need for soft skills that we typically discuss within data management. People
yeah,
who has skills within communication, stakeholder and relationship management, leadership, and really someone who can understand the business and bridge the business and data together. So I think it was the need for that kind of, and I have always been quite data interested, and
yeah.
that's kind of led me to this.
No, that's fun. I think that's such an interesting point to draw upon because I think from being a talent partner myself, we do see the kind of that kind of gap between having the technical knowledge and looking for people that can have the soft skills as well. And that's definitely a challenge that we see as well. I think it's also important for our audience to understand the importance of data governance. So why do organizations need it really? I think we've spoken to lots of different people, and I think that data governance, showing the value of data governance is sometimes a struggle or can be a struggle, and particularly in sort of low margin businesses as well, like proving the value of the work that you're doing. How have you sort of found that?
Yeah, that's a good question because that's actually one of the main challenges within data governance, and also many times the reason why it doesn't succeed. And I think it's difficult because it's difficult to translate the benefits of data governance um, into what do you say to money, basically. What is the value of data governance? But I think
Yeah,
you have to turn around and look at, I think we can all agree that data today is treated as a company asset. And when you think of the increasing shift towards a more omnichannel and digital direction that businesses are taking, and which needs data to be
Yeah,
to be run by, and I think and like any other asset, data also needs governance and a strategy to fully utilize it.
yeah,
So if you look at, for example, all the new marketing initiatives, even HR domains and a lot of other initiatives are based on data. So this really, so there's not only a benefit of in terms of risk and compliance, which is obvious, but
yeah,
if you really manage data in a good way and have a really good data governance program that kind of gives you a smooth process for working with data in terms of clear
yeah,
ownership, data lineage, a good data quality in itself. So it's not only it doesn't only give you an advantage in terms of lowering risk, but it also gives you a competitive advantage
yeah.
in the business.
Yeah, no, I can completely agree. And what do you think the typical challenges are when you're trying to implement data governance? So that could be people challenges and sort of technical challenges. Obviously, I know we touched on some of them already.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does overlap, and there are, of
Yeah,
course, both people and technical challenges as well. Um, I think that one of the things that people tend to forget or maybe neglect is that when you work with data governance, you actually work with people. You don't work with data as
yeah,
such. So because this work involves a lot of change management, stakeholder management, and communication as well as engagement. So the biggest challenge will probably be to make data governance an integrated part of people's mindset,
mhm,
and that it seems like a natural way of working for them and not something that is enforced upon them. And of course, when you bring something in terms of legal and compliance, that has to be done. There's no questions around it. But when you
yeah,
come up with a data governance program and really explain the benefits and what does this mean for you as an individual, but also for the company, that part can be a bit challenge.
yeah,
Um, and I think it's really about making people adopt the data governance mindset, where they take responsibility for data quality, the use of data, storage of data, everything that's kind of related. Um,
it's a difficult challenge.
it is, and it is, and one of the other challenges is actually to get the top management support for this. I know there's a lot of ask for this, but when it really comes to the business, it you have to secure top level management support and buy-in for this because
Yeah,
this is really important in order to be successful.
yeah, no. And how did you sort of go around those challenges?
Well, I always try to understand the business, understand the challenges of the business, the roadmap, the business plan, because
Yeah,
I believe that a good data governance program should actually support the business plan. It's not that something that should stand alone on itself. It needs to have a greater purpose, and the ultimate purpose for a company is the business plan. So it needs to be
yeah,
connected to the business plan.
yeah, of course, of course. And what would be your advice to anyone in our audience today that would be looking to get into data governance in the current market?
Yeah, I would definitely say that don't underestimate the power of transparent and honest communication. This is really important. And another thing is to, as I mentioned earlier, secure top-level management support early on, as well as support from key stakeholders. And in order to do that, you need to understand the business. You need to be close to the business, understand their needs. Um, and I think on a personal level, someone who works with data governance should be visible in the company,
Yeah,
meaning that engage with people, engage with colleagues. If you work within customer data, for example, go to the marketing department, sit with them, have a coffee with them. It's really about being visible in the company, and
yeah,
connecting with them and understanding their challenges, and then think of how can I turn this into a data governance program that can make it easier. for our colleagues. And also, I think you should think of your data governance program not only as a program as itself, but also an enabler for the business to achieve its
Yeah.
goals. And this is where I mentioned previously that connect your your data governance program to the business plan.
Yeah.
I think that's really important, and also articulate the benefits of good data quality, and what does it mean for the company and for your colleagues as an individuals who are working on this. So yeah, I think and I think also you should be focused. Don't boil the ocean, as they say. Have focus on smaller things and create success, and then build on top of that. That's also
Yeah.
really important, because usually when
I
you
like
work with
that.
data governance, you work on a longer term. So if you can
Yeah.
have these short wins along the way that you can use to kind of campaign your governance program, that will be useful as well.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And I think as well, one quick last question that I had is, see, for those in the business that might not be sort of tuned into the sort of value that people like yourself do in a business, is there a way that you can get them on board with these things? Is there a way that you sort of incentivize them at all to kind of get involved in those, in ensuring that there's data quality and things like that?
Yeah, and I think really this is where when you engage with them, that you actually listen to what they have to say, and listen
Yeah.
to their understanding of what good data quality is, and try to understand, what do they think, and how can I kind of get them on board on the idea of having, good data quality means actually that I can do this and this and this. Again, use this as an enabler to your colleagues to achieve their goals.
Yeah. No, that's really good insight. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I know our audience are going to be pleased that they've gained some really great insights and advice. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.